Okay, cool. Pretty sure I'm live. Last time I tried to go live, it didn't work. Well, not today. I mean, like last time I streamed. I was hoping there wouldn't be a bunch of background noise during this, but I live with people, so what do you expect? And I might get up several times because my cat is in here. She just loves ruining my life. She hates me, for sure. But I'm gonna wait for a few people to show up. I'm pretty sure if I post this to YouTube, I'm cutting this part out, so it doesn't matter. Oh. Oh, I should probably. I shared it on Twitter, but I guess I should probably Instagram too. Maybe. I didn't write anything fun or cool. Oh my god, I hate this brush so much. Hold on. Alright, something fun. No. What I need is a fixed width. Oh my god, I suck at this. I'm gonna turn that into a G for some reason. I was gonna try and fix the C, but I decided not to. Yippee. Okay. And now we're gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna share this on Instagram because I totally spaced it out. I'll probably start in like a couple minutes, whether no one is here or not. I have questions from like last month when I was gonna do this, so it doesn't really matter. And I can just like give all the tips and stuff that I've written down myself. I don't know how long this is gonna be, like the whole thing. I think of maybe an hour at most or least. I don't know. I don't have any fun pictures. Maybe I'll just take a picture of this. Oh wow, you can't zoom in on Instagram, apparently. I did not know that. No. What is happening? I'm clicking all kinds of buttons, apparently. I don't know how to share... Oh. I was about to say I don't know how to share links on here, but it's pretty easy to figure it out. I should, I should probably check if the thing actually posted on. It's live, but I just don't know if it posted on Twitter, cause there's, as far as I know, no one here. Unless there's lurkers. If so, hello. Oh, my phone is just taking its sweet time in loading, and I don't know why. Just love a crappy phone. Is that a bot? Oh my god, of course. Of course. Did I say of course? I usually have a mod, but I'm assuming she's busy. And I do not want to bother her. Oh crap. Hold on. I always have to cover up one of my cat's food because my other cat likes to eat it. Anyway. How's yourself? And you still dying of illness? No, I just got a cough and, nose snot. That's about it. It's not as bad. If I got a cough, I can eat a cough drop. I'll be alright. Trying to figure out the app. Good luck. I'm gonna start here in a little bit. I just want to make sure everyone who wants to join is here. I might also share it on Discord. Oh, muted for you. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that. Well, I'm glad you can hear now. We're gonna start pretty soon. I don't want this to go on too long. Just gotta, my phone needs to hurry up and not lag. Ooh, I cannot spell. Oh my god, on my phone. Paste the link, please. Remind me the program. I think it's I'm pretty sure it's in the Twitch tags. Storyboard Pro. Unless Streamlabs completely messed that up. The cough drops are across the room. It was either a cat or my chair, and if it was my chair, I apologize. Yeah, okay. Storyboard Pro, yeah, it's in the tags. It's usually a program you have to pay money for, but I'm extremely poor, so other means. But you can use whatever. Storyboarding used to be on sheets of paper, so you can literally use anything to storyboard. I'm just using Storyboard Pro because, well, it's industry standard and I want a job, but if if you want to practice, you can use whatever. I don't know how to get started because I do have questions that people asked, and I have answers to those questions. But I also have like tips and tricks and stuff written down, especially for storyboard artists, storyboard revisions and stuff like that. So I guess maybe I can just, I don't know what to, should I start with questions? Probably. I'm going to start with the questions that I got asked on like Twitter and Instagram and stuff. And if I can put visuals to it, I probably will. Okay, so one that I wrote, it says, what is the most efficient way to develop a shorthand? I cannot read my handwriting. The most efficient way to develop a shorthand, I wrote the answer here in case I forgot. Well, mainly it can be different, like per project, like whatever you're working on, but focus on like identifiers and like I don't know how to describe it. So this is where the visuals come in. Say I'm gonna use Mau characters as an example because I draw them constantly. Say you're drawing Mau for a storyboard, or I can't draw a Ranga snake. Anyway, we'll just do Mau. He's really easy. Say you had to storyboard Mau, and we all know what he looks like. We all know. I might pull up a picture. That's what I'm doing. He's got a belt. He's got gloves. He's got a cape. He's got whiskers. I don't know if I can. Yeah, no, I didn't think so. I have to save this picture. This is so lame. Let's see. Okay, so we all know he's got all this stuff. What a web file! I'm about to. Okay, whatever. You know what? We all know what he looks like. I'm not gonna draw. I'm not gonna like pull that up. But he, an oval head. I'm gonna try and draw him. Oh my god, I can't draw him super close to I'm wearing a wrist brace. That's why I'm struggling so hard. If you do not stop trying to eat her food, I swear to God. Right there. Apologies for the sound. I'm not very professional. This is not going to be very professional. I'm just a silly little guy. Anyway, who's doing a silly little thing. Okay, so I cannot ever draw him in Storyboard Pro, and I don't know why. He always looks terrible. Oh, wow, yeah, that's really bad. Whatever, we know what he looks like. He's got his whiskers and his angry eyes. Oh, wow, I love Storyboard Pro. And he's got a collar. I really hate drawing him. I don't, okay. He's got these things, and they also have these lines. And I'm going to start with the tips now. When you're doing a shorthand, you want to focus on identifiers, like I said earlier, and not detail, because your main goal is to get it done and not make it look pretty. Because your job as a storyboard artist or revisionist is just to mostly artist, I guess, is to tell a story. It's not to make it look pretty. That's the animators and compositors' job. Okay, so oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. Thank you for following. I totally forgot. I'm drawing them out, and then okay, whatever. It's Zoom teacher vibes. Good. Okay. Just gathering the pieces, treating this like a seminar. Yeah. Well, it's a very unprofessional one. But he's got this belt, gloves, and like these thingies, cape. So I guess for a shorthand, if you're really just wanting to draw him fast, obviously he needs to look like himself, right? So you can keep this, obviously, you kind of need that. But for the belt, you could only, if you want, you should probably only do this. I mean, this is just one line. It's really easy, so you could add it. His legs. You should probably add these. So the animators know that these are on his body. You don't have to add the detail lines, though. Like, you really shouldn't have to. They know what these are. And then his feet. You're obviously going to have to add the gloves so they know it's on, because that's part of his design. But you don't have to go crazy with the detail. You need his cape so they know he's got his cape. Whatever. Oh my god. Okay. But usually if you're doing like an illustration, or if you're the animator, you're going to draw these details like the folds in the glove texture and like these weird lines and his toe lines. But really, to storyboard, you just kind of need the very basics of everything. I don't know why I'm erasing. I have a delete button. Just need the very basics. You don't have to draw the toe lines. You don't need these lines, and you can just draw the gloves like that, or even just like this. Like, it's just simple. You're just trying to get the point across, get the story across. You're not supposed to go crazy. So I guess the best way to develop a shorthand is figure out what makes a character stand out, like their silhouette, and what is important to their design that you need to get in. But you don't have to do all the crazy little details. Just the important little pieces of a character's design. And that's up to you to decide. And also, it does actually change. I mentioned earlier, it changes per project, because I heard like on like kid shows and stuff, it's okay to be a little looser with a design. But like on stuff like Family Guy, you have to do it like straight up, like Family Guy. And I've seen storyboards for Big Mouth. It has to be straight up like the designs. You have to do every single little thing. I think, I don't know. I haven't had experience doing that, but that's what I've heard. It has to be on model straight up. But you know. Next question I got was, hold on, I wrote this so bad. I got this other question. It's like, what to detail. Basically, just if you're doing like a whole other outfit, I guess you should detail the outfit. Because I don't know exactly how that works, but I'm pretty sure storyboard, it like comes before character design or special poses and stuff. So, say, like, Snugglemane, he was in that, like, crazy outfit. Not crazy, that cool, fancy outfit. I don't remember it exactly. In, what, Boustin show. You know, he's sparkly, he looks fancy. I'm pretty sure a storyboard artist had to do that first. I forget what it looks like. Take a full body suit with his little legs here. So maybe if you're doing a different outfit, you might want to put a little more detail into it, like actually put the like little designs here. But mostly that's going to be other people's jobs, so you don't want to go too in detail. You're just trying to get things out as fast as possible. Um, I wrote this, but I don't understand it. Board detailed things that aren't the focus should be. What? I have no idea what I wrote here. Hold on. I wrote for the answer, things shouldn't be detailed, focused on. Oh, hold on. Okay, things shouldn't be detailed, focus on telling the story, just indicate. Um, and again, it changes per project. Yes, it's Snugglemane. I used him as a little example, like what you should detail and shouldn't when doing storyboards. Like if it's a whole other outfit, you want to detail that because character designers are gonna have to go off of that, especially like I don't know, whatever. I'm not in the industry, so I don't actually know. And then another question is good character placement, like staging, character staging. There's this thing. It's called the rule of thirds. Um, it's I really suck at drawing straight lines, but it's kind of like certain little parts on the in the camera, I guess you could say. Pretend these are straight lines and they're actually good. But it's like the rule of thirds. You want to mostly keep characters like in these spots or even in the middle. It's just more pleasing to the eye, and you have to like figure out like where's the best place to put them depending on story, like what story you're telling. Shadow quit. She always tries to jump on my what is it called? Chair. But that's basically what you want to do is figure out the rule of thirds, put the characters in there, and then you have to get creative with everything else, which sucks, sadly. Do you write notes in your storyboards, or would you try to avoid that when working with another animator? What do you mean by notes? Do you mean like slugging notes? Like how the character's supposed to move or what they're doing specifically? Because there is a little space over here, right here, for action notes and slugging and other notes in Storyboard Pro, if you can see. But you can write notes over there. In fact, you need to actually. You have to write action notes. Like, hold on. I'll do a little example because that's what we're here for. Oh god, zoomed in. I hate when I do that. Say this bunny. No, I don't want to draw a bunny rabbit. I'm drawing a cat. I like drawing cats. I don't know how to draw cats, actually. I will do a little example. Tail. Then over here, you'd write in the action notes area, cat walks or trots. Trots over to food bowl. Something like that, I guess. If that's what you mean, I don't know specifically. Would you draw like an arrow? I mean, I think sometimes, yeah. Definitely, because you don't want them to think this is a still pose. If the cat is like walking, you can draw like a little. And if the cat's coming into the frame, like from like out here, from where we cannot see, I don't know how to pull. Oh my god, someone else followed and it scared the crap out of me. Thank you for following. Pardon me for coughing. But if the cat's coming from out here, there is a way. Oh my god, yay. Okay, anyway, if the cat's coming from, oh god, from where we cannot see, out like that, you can still do that, but you'll want to indicate that the character is coming into frame. So yeah, I guess so. Little arrows to show specific movements and stuff. Didn't know there was a section like that. You meant in a situation where instead of detailing the character as such in an outfit change, could put outfit 2. Potentially, yeah. Like if you have different outfits for different for the same character, you can probably label them, but I don't really know. I haven't had a storyboarding job. This is just like little tips from a semi-beginner who got to do revisions once. So I don't actually know exactly what you do there. I would if you get the chance, I would ask someone who's been storyboarding. I might ask next time I'm at a storyboard thing. I'll be like, hey, if you want to change outfits, do you label it? I'll ask. Thank you. My storyboards are awesome. As awesome as they can be. There's another question. How do you use Storyboard Pro? Well, there are YouTube videos, and honestly, I'm still learning how to use Storyboard Pro, even though I've been using it for over a year now. I just barely started, doing hotkeys, which, by the way, hotkeys are so important when you're storyboarding, and especially if you want to go fast. And like, make sure most of your hotkeys are in the area your non-dominant hand will be on the keyboard. Since I draw with my right hand, oh god, don't look at that. Okay. I draw with my right hand. That's R for right. My left hand is always on the keyboard. So you want most of your hotkeys over here in this area. They're okay if they're in the middle, but the farther away it gets from your hand, the more difficult it's going to be. You want your hotkeys in a place you know where they are. Like, you don't have to look at the keyboard to do it. Like, it's all about speed. Pretty much. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. I'm still figuring stuff out, but I'm glad I'm helping you learn a little bit. Because I know in 2018, I wish I had something like this when I was just barely starting to storyboard and stuff. Because, wow, I just saw these people being like, yeah, I'm a storyboard artist, and then they don't tell you how they started learning things. Why does my storyboards look so easy and fun to do half the time? I have worked very hard to get to that point. I used to struggle to do storyboards so bad. 2019, I'd be afraid to open this program and try to work in it. But now I'm a little more comfortable in it. It's all about getting comfortable, I guess. You also said, "You're so dope." Thank you. I am dope. Anyway, how do you Storyboard Pro? You're just gonna have to you're gonna have to figure it out. I don't know. There's YouTube videos out there that I've had to watch multiple times. So make sure you save them. But generally, there's. I'm gonna show you some stuff. So hopefully you can see this up here. This little arrow in the. I'm gonna open this up a little here so we can see. Up here. Okay, it's huge. That's depressing. This arrow, this little black and white arrow, that's your select tool. It can be select by color, or the cutter. They're all very good in their own ways. Oh, one thing. Make sure you're drawing with the vector layers, if you can see over here, down here. Right here, this is the vector new vector layer, and this one's bitmap. You don't really want to work with a bitmap unless you're trying to like blur a background out, and that's literally the only time. Or you're trying to blur a motion, but that's it. You do not want to work with bitmap. I heard it makes your files huge. It's bad. So use those very sparingly. You mostly want to work with vector. It's much faster because then you can like, woo, you know what I'm saying? It makes it easier to move things around, like you saw me doing earlier with my mouse ears. Like say, they're too short. You can just, boom, easy. Or like, oh no, these are in the wrong spot. You can just move them, easy. Or if you want to like change the expression, just boom, easy. You don't have to sit here and erase. You don't really want to erase when storyboarding, I've heard. It just takes forever. Anyway, back to the little tiny crash course of doing all this. Under that is, I don't know, contour editor. I haven't used that before, but under that, right here is the brush tool. We have just the brush, and this one's a pencil tool. I don't really use it, so I don't really know. And there's a stamp tool. I've seen people like, oh, what was that? Ew. Anyway, I guess that's there you go. If you want to draw crowds and stuff, you can like import like your own drawings of crowds, and then you can just, yeah, put them everywhere, I guess. I haven't used it yet, but I plan to. Under that is the eraser. It erases things. Yeah, under that is the text tool. I haven't used it before. I'm afraid to, so I'm not going to right now. Under that is the shapes tool, which I also don't really use, which is probably stupid. Whoa! There's a lot going on. Okay, anyway. Whoa, hold on. It just did it. We got a rectangle. We got ellipses, which is circle. We got a line. And after that, there's a polyline, which I assume is, yeah. I don't like that at all. But it's there. And then we have the paint bucket tool. There's paint, paint unpainted, unpaint, and close gap. I usually just use the paint. If I'm doing like a background, you can come over here to tools, properties, color. Oops, draw a little circle. You can't see it, but there's a circle. And really, you can only do this on vector. And then you can like edit it. So make sure you draw in vectors. But that's what I usually use the paint bucket for. To fill a character in, there's something else. It's called Generate Automat. You go to layer, and then it should be like halfway down. My shortcut for this is Control-Shift-G. It's just fast. I set the radius to 40, and it usually helps. And I set mine to create matte on a new layer just because it's a little helpful. Anyway, since he wasn't completely closed, it didn't work right. Okay, hold on, I need the color. And it'll do that, and then you can edit it. Yeah. I don't know. There's all that, and then down here is, what is that? This is the eyedropper. It's for like picking colors, if you need to. And then under that is like the hand tool. It'll move you around. And then down here, that is a select tool. Down here is like where all the camera stuff goes. This will animate whatever is on here. And if you want, I can show you how to do that, I guess. That was a long time ago, so I don't know what that's about. But I'm gonna remove this arrow and I can show y'all. Up here in the layers, if you can see, since we're on layer A, which is, you know, where the Mau Mau surprise face is, Oh man, I don't know how to animate both of these at the same time. I guess you want to merge these layers if you're going to be moving him around. You turn on the little running guy, and down here it'll give you a keyframe if you can see it. You want to grab this over here. It's for the animation stuff. And then you kind of want to just... You can add another keyframe. Over here you can see... Where is it? Yeah, keyframe. Add a keyframe. It shows up down here. And just like... He should move across. Yeah, he moves across. So there's that. He's just going. That's how you do that. And then under that, right here, is the camera. So I'm going to turn this off so we can see this little outline right here is the camera. And you can also set keyframes for that. It's over here in the same area, properties, and all that. You can set keyframes at the beginning, and you can like move them wherever you want. They're up here when the animation ones are down here. So your first one, say you want it over here, or no, over here. And this other one is just right there. You can also ease it in, ease it out. That just makes it like a little slower. You can also change the sizes if you want. You can also rotate it if you want to. It's gonna look funny. Anywho. You can do that. It's pretty cool. I don't know what's under that though. Reframe. I've never used that in my life and I'm afraid to touch it. There's also maintain size. Keep visual scale of your camera view as you move elements in a z-axis. I don't know what that is. I've never used it in my life. There's other stuff I've never used in my life. Down here is the layers. The good one, vector. The okay one, you want to use sparingly bitmap. There's delete layers apparently. Under that is lock and unlock layer, and there's also auto light table, which is really good if you want to oh, hold on, I'll show you on a different... Oh wow, I don't like that. Okay, so say you drew something on one layer, you know, and without this, without the light table on, hold on, I'll show you. We're gonna automate this boy. Wait, white or gray. So it'll show up. There he is. He's automated. And then say behind him is I don't know, some kind of background. Say you want to like work on someone else followed. Thank you for following. Ardonix. Thank you for following. So you want to work on the background, like in here, you want some detail, but you can't freaking see, and you want to keep him there just in case. You can turn on the light box, and you can see under him, and it also blurs out the background if you want to work on him some more. It also does this weird thing with the automat, so I don't know. Be careful about that, I guess, but it's pretty good. I have used it before. It helps when you, for some reason, want to actually animate in here. I don't recommend it. It's not an animation program. It's a storyboarding program. But it's fun. It's good. Okay, I'm going to read chat because I've been really bad about that. Who was that girl from an 80s anime? I have no idea. A girl from an 80s anime? What do you mean? Do you mean like Sailor Moon or something? Because I drew a cat. I don't know. Drawings of Mamau and Badger Claps are just fantastic. Thank you. I have been practicing for almost 4 years now, so I've been drawing them a long time. Oh, I wrote more questions. How to use the how to utilize blocking. I don't know what that means. I don't know what they who I don't remember who asked this or what they meant by blocking. So I might just skip that. Oh, the stamp, that's what you meant. I have absolutely no idea. I've never touched the stamp. That's just how it comes. Oh, that was your question. What do you mean by blocking? And I can probably answer. I'm gonna sit here in silence because I have no idea what else to talk about. By blocking, did you mean like placing the characters, or because when I've hold on, what characters in front of the one other or in a crowd and group and stuff? I don't know. I guess it just depends on the situation. Like whoever's talking and stuff, you want to focus on, like the main thing that's happening. I'm gonna draw another example. Say Mau just defeated a bad guy, and he's like very happy and like. I don't draw fast enough for this. He just killed a monster. I don't know. Oh my god, I cannot draw his feet fast. So he's since he's the main focus at the moment, you'll want him in front. He just defeated something, so he's right there. Though you can have stuff in the foreground, like other characters like cheering, because it just makes it look nicer. I really don't want to draw a detailed character, so we're just gonna be like, yeah, I can't draw. And then you can like automate them black so you don't have to see all those ugly lines. Anyway, they're in the foreground. Just to make it look nicer, add more depth. And in the background you'll have like other characters. Like, yeah, and stuff just to fill it in. So it's just whatever's in focus. Like if we focus on two people talking in a crowd, do we make the crowd gray like a blob? I guess it depends on what what you're like. If you want to personally for your own boards, you can absolutely go ahead and do that. Like for a little difference, I'll just do that with this here because that's what I do typically. I make like, hold on, I can't talk and draw at the same time. I'll make them like a darker gray. Okay, well it didn't do everything that I wanted it to, but that's what doing it myself is for. I didn't close all my lines, that's why. Oh well. I'm gonna turn off the light box, it looks weird. And then you can make them in the back like the crowd, like a different color, but make sure your main character or characters stand out. in some way, be it like color or hold on, color or framing. See, because Mamo, he pretty much stands out. He stands out pretty decently here, I like to think. You can see him. He's the main focus. But you can also do it with, I just said it. Say there's like a door frame here. Maybe there's a party. And there's two people talking in here. And maybe they're the main characters. They're just talking about something really devastating and important. It's like, oh my god. Something shocking was told. And then there's like characters in here having a fun party. They're like, yeah, we have no idea what's going on. Maybe there's someone even kind of close to the back there. I'm just gonna but here, oh my god, of course. You can use color again, or like framing like this. I'm gonna move this to the background real quick. I did not move it all. That is depressing. Grab it, do the thing, close it up. You mean, hold on, I hate when this program does not do what I want it to. Okay. Just use like framing and stuff, I guess. That's what you meant, kind of, right? That is way too dark. That's like a dark partly room. That's scary. But yeah, you can utilize color framing of the characters. And you can see that they're very clearly like the main point, right? And like here, clearly Mao is the main point. So basically, if you want to, yeah. But if you're working on a specific, like you just want to, okay, if you're working on a project that belongs to somebody else, you want to match the style as closely as possible. So sometimes you can't do all kinds of fancy things, but you definitely just want to be able to figure out how to make sure someone's the main. Also, that goes back to the rule of thirds. If you keep the main characters on the spots, on the main spots, that'll help draw people's eye to them and focus on them more. I hope that answered your question. I really hope that answered your question. If not, feel free to. Okay, cool. I have more here. Develop skills for storyboarding. The best way to develop your skills for storyboarding is to like learn cinematography, which is, oh my god, I don't even know the definition. I know what it is, but 1 second. Cinematography, the art of making motion pictures. Cinematographers use a lens to focus, reflect it, like what? Whatever. It's basically just, cinematography is like shot choices, like close-ups, or like here with this. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's not what I meant. This is like, I guess, considered a wide shot for the main characters here. But most a wide shot would be like everybody in the shot, like close ups and when to use them. Like it's gonna look like this when zoomed in, or something like that. Like these are two different shots. This and this are two different. You don't want to do it there. Are two different, and they mean two different things. So you have to figure out what you're doing with the camera. And also do figure drawing. Figure drawing helps. Figure and gesture drawing. You just want to be able to draw people. Sadly, it takes skill to get a job. Knowing what you're doing, and like with the camera, and knowing where to put the characters in frame, and then being able to give them life and make their poses clear, all that stuff. And I also wrote, learn from your shows and study others. Like, learn from your favorite shows and study other storyboards. I look at other people's storyboards all the time because I love them so much, especially Mama storyboards. Obviously, I look at their boards and I'm like, ooh, okay, I understand these shot choices. And then like whatever. And from the show itself, by watching like a show or a movie, you can, if you want, there's a, what is it called? Like a practice thing you can do where you like watch a movie or your favorite movie, pause it, and then you draw what you see, basically, like where the characters are, what they're interacting with, what seems to be the most important part. You have to focus on all that stuff, and then you'll be able to realize why they made the choices they did for that shot. And I don't know. Basically, you just got to do a lot of studying. Your favorite shows, favorite movies, other people's storyboards, especially if they've been in the industry. And then learn cinematography and do figure and gesture drawing, and that should get you going. And do all this other stuff, I guess, that I'm gonna talk about. I do wanna like do at least another one of these that focuses on what to do and what to get started. Oh, also perspective. Perspective is very important for storyboarding. Yeah. I think that answered that question. I kind of zoned out here. How do you camera zoom ins on shots like this, or dramatic zoom ins on the face? Oh, do you mean like the camera moves and stuff? I showed that earlier with this. You I guess I'll show it with this again. You want to get the little camera thing over here. You grab that. It should, and then like, okay, go, okay. Anyway, this for the keyframes, you can put one at the beginning or anywhere wherever you are in the timeline, or at the end. So say we want one at the beginning, that's gonna be green, and at the end is red. At the beginning it's like this, and you can zoom in. Oh my god, you can zoom in, and you'll have to move it yourself, unfortunately. Like, it's dramatic talking about stuff. It's gonna be really fast, even though I guess they're talking for a long time. Oops. Talking for a while. So it's kind of like this. And you can stop it before the end if you want to. Something like that, I guess. It's like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're fired. Oh my god. Or you want to change it. Hold on. I'm so sorry to tell you this, but you're fired. And they're just like, oh! But anyway. Oh, your Twitch crashed. Okay. Yeah, it's just built in. It's really nice. That's why using Storyboard Pro for storyboarding is so nice. I have no idea how to do it on Photoshop. Photoshop and Storyboard Pro are like industry standard for storyboarding, but I do not know how to do it in Photoshop, and it scares me. That's why I use Storyboard Pro. It's so much easier. There's other questions, I think. Yeah, no, someone said, what's the best app to use? Really, you can use anything. You can use paper if you want to. I usually do, like, my thumbnails in my drawing program rather than in Storyboard Pro. It's just, you can do it wherever. But Storyboard Pro, like I mentioned earlier, Storyboard Pro and Photoshop are industry standard. So, you gotta learn how to use those if you want a job. I think that's all. No, that's not all. I have to have more questions here. Yeah, I wrote down way more questions. I was just gonna upload single drawings in a PowerPoint. If you want to, whatever works, honestly. Like, especially if you want it to move, like if you're gonna post it somewhere, I would just do that in a video editor. But, if you're gonna like pitch it to somebody, that's a pretty good idea. You just want it to flow, basically. Like if you're pitching it and showing it to somebody, press a single button like I was doing here. I'm pressing a hotkey and it's like going through all this. If you're pitching, you want to be like, and then this, and then like the cat walks over here, and then like it zooms in, woo, whatever. You can do it however, honestly. Whatever works for you. But Storyboard Pro and Photoshop are industry standard for work. I have more questions. A lot more, actually. And then I have some stuff written down for like tips and whatnot, like basics and what to show in your storyboards. So after more questions, we'll get to that. And then if y'all have any questions about those, you can go ahead and ask. How fast should one panel or thumbnail be done? This depends, I think. I hear you shouldn't spend more than 10 or 20 minutes on storyboard panels. Like, just like, I guess when you're cleaning them up. Like this one didn't take me very long. Y'all watched me do this. Don't spend too long. It's supposed to be about like quickness and fast. Thumbnails should be even faster. You do not want to spend forever doing a thumbnail. Thumbnails are, hold on. Thumbnails, say this is a thumbnail. This is, that's it. That's all you need for a thumbnail. You really don't need a lot. It should be fast, extremely quick for thumbnails. And then storyboarding panels, 10-20 minutes. Someone says, this one, I guess maybe they're not so good at English, and that's totally okay. Someone said, do you have a dream before starting a storyboard? And I figure that means, do I have an idea before starting a storyboard? Yeah, I guess. I wrote, you want to make sure you know what the story you're telling before you start telling it. So make sure you know the beginning, middle, and end, or at least the part of what you're trying to tell, and then you storyboard it. Because you need to know the feelings, and you need to know like what you're trying to convey before you convey it. Because all the shot choices you make tell that story visually, and convey the emotions as well. It's pretty cool. And I can do a little thing over here for that. Like if you're trying to make sure like an object is so important. Say this is the object. It's a random little orb. It's so important. Very important. Make sure it's very big. It's on a pedestal, and maybe there's like light shining on it. And then I guess someone's like, whoa, I need that. I need that thing. You can make it higher up to make it seem even more important. That's another thing. If someone's like got the advantage in a situation, make sure they're higher up on the screen. This guy has the disadvantage, and obviously, like, it's just the power difference here, I guess. You have to figure out how to do that creatively, though. It's really hard. Storyboarding is really hard. Do scripts influence the process? Influence the process of doing storyboards? Yeah. Like for shows, for some shows, there's like scripted shows, and then there's board-driven shows. I know this somehow, but Mama was board-driven, so there wasn't a script before. But some shows have scripts, and like the scripts don't ever have the shots like do a close up here and blah blah blah. The scripts never have that. The scripts just say like where they are and what is going on and what characters are talking and stuff like that. But it's the storyboard artist's job to figure out where to place things and how to show it. So like kind of, but not really. Scripts just help tell the story. They don't influence how the boards are like done at all. If that answers your question. But yeah. Okay, cool. Recommended. This is the next question. I gotta sneeze really bad. That's been another thing since I got sick. I might mute. Okay, I didn't sneeze, but I did cough, so that's something. There's another question. Recommended apps for beginners. You can use your regular drawing app, pieces of paper, whatever's easiest. You can use your drawing app like layers and folders. That's what I used to do. You can use pencil and paper, anything. You can use little sticky notes. Just whatever is less intimidating and easier for you. Cough sensor. I don't want to cough in people's ears. How do you know when the audio is timed with the board? This is really cool about Storyboard Pro. In Storyboard Pro, you can hear the audio and time it manually. I was gonna give a demonstration, but I don't have any audio right now. Oh wait, actually, I have a project with the audio in it. I just have to open it. I'm gonna save this really fast. Okay. Open. Oh shit, I have no idea where it is. Oh, I was gonna try not to cuss in this, but it's not serious, so where is it? Oh my god, the stupid one I did before. I posted it on Twitter already. I don't know if it's showing. Yeah, it's showing. Cool. Awesome. This one. As you can see down here, near the timeline, under it, actually, this is the audio, and you can see all the waves and, like, all that. And you can, like, it's not the storyboard artist's job to do this. Like, you really should not have to do this. And if you are doing it, something is wrong. Because this would be the animatic editor's job to time everything. But if you want to do this on your own, like for fun, this is how you can do it. You just import the audio, which you can come down here and like this wouldn't be here. You would right click it and it says import sound clips, or you can go over here to import from file and then import, and it says import sound clips, and you just put that in there, and as you do it, I'm not gonna play this. But yeah, you can just do it in Storyboard Pro. Though I have done it before in my brain stopped working, in a video editor with pictures and then separate audio. If you can time when the pictures show up, you can just time it with the audio. It's a little harder, but it's easier here. Would it be alright to DM me to access? Oh, I can just tell you now. You can go to a website called Get Into PC. I'm pretty sure it's .com, but Get Into PC and then type in Storyboard Pro. I have version 7. I tried to get the version 20, but it wouldn't work for some reason. So I recommend version 7. That's what I'm using right now. And you just have to follow the directions. And then boom. That's probably not good to say. I don't condone piracy. If you can afford it, get it. But I cannot afford it. I can barely afford food. So I had to do something. Anyway, I blame you if I get a virus. No, don't blame me if I get a virus. I mean, if you get a virus. It would not be my fault. Just follow the steps. If you get a virus, that's on you somehow. I know. Okay. We're both joking. Anyway, my tablet fell. That's a sign, if there ever was one. Next question. What is it? Oh yeah, anyway, it was with the audio. It basically just Storyboard Pro. You can figure it out there. There's another one here. Do you put the main actions events in, or is it okay to add details? Okay, this one's pretty good. Basically, like, what's important to show, which is, I have some tips over here I'm going to share after these questions. But I wrote, you mostly want to show what needs to be shown. You can add, like, A, B, and even C and D poses to show repetitive movements. But you don't want to go crazy. I guess I can use this as an example. Like, kind of. It's not like an actual storyboard. But he moves here. That's okay. And he just flops the whipped cream on the pie. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that question really meant. Actions, events. You just want to show what is important to the story. So, if you're trying to show some guy going to the store to get milk, you can show him going to get milk, but you do want to either make it funny or dramatic or something like interesting in some way. So you can add in other things to make it interesting, but don't put in things you don't need. Like, if he has to go to the bathroom, do not storyboard him going to the bathroom unless there is a joke in there and it's important to the story. If he's just going in there and he's like taking a dump and then he washes his hands, we don't need to see that. If something funny happens, like he walks in and there's like a raccoon eating some cotton candy, and maybe that was his cotton candy from before and he's got like beef with this raccoon, you can show that. But if he's just going in there taking out, we don't need to see that. Like, I guess an example I can try to think of for Look, since I'm sure most of us here have watched Mao Mao, and if you haven't, I recommend it. It's a really good show. I like it personally. But basically, I'm trying to think of like an example here. I can't. Just figure out what's important to show, and show that, and make it funny or dramatic or sad or something. The one from 5 years ago? You mean like the Storyboard Pro thing? I mean, I don't know. If it's version 7, then I guess. I don't know how old it is. Pardon me. I'm on the website right now. I'll help you look. type in Storyboard Pro 7. Interesting. Hold on. I don't know. That's weird. I think I have no idea. I just know I have version 7. That's all I know. That's weird. It's not showing up on here. I don't know. Just get whatever it is, Toon Boom Storyboard Pro, and carefully download that. Looks like the 2020 version. I guess so. If that one works for your computer, then yeah. Reminds me of when writers do sex scenes with minors. Yeah, that's super weird. That's a completely different thing. I mean, I guess kind of. Because they really do not have to show that. They genuinely do not have to show that. They can just be like, yeah, I totally got some. And it's like, wow, that's crazy, dude. That's bonkers. Like, you really don't have to show that. It's so unnecessary and gross. Anyway. Or if a guy's like, I'm going to go eat a sandwich for lunch. And then you just sit there and board a guy eating a sandwich. That's a little weird. You can just skip that. And then he's like at work or something. So I guess something like that. I guess that answers the question, I hope. And there's this last one here. A good way to practice perspective. I have yet actually to properly practice perspective. I always eye it, which is probably not good. But you can draw from reference, and like there's YouTube videos actually that help with that. I don't know. There's people. Oh my god, I'm pretty sure I saw something recently about perspective for storyboarding. If you look that up in YouTube, there's probably some stuff there. But or you can just look up perspective on YouTube, and they'll show you how to really practice that. I don't practice perspective. I've done it in art school. Oh, no, oh my god, that's a lie. I don't do art school. I had art class in school. That's what I meant. So that's all the practice I have. There's 1 point, 2 point, and 3 point perspective. Draw cubes, and you'll be alright. I think. Anyway, that's all the questions. Unless y'all have some. But I've got some tips here. Tips and tricks. Not really. Just mostly tips. It's like not that many, sadly. I wanted to get more, but I don't know. Hold on. I don't know where to start with it. I guess the basics. I wrote something called the basics, so we're gonna start there. Don't break the 180 rule. And I can show you what the 180 rule is right here, right now. Had to open recent. 1 second. Okay, we're back here. Say this is the camera. I'm just going to draw one of the typical little cameras. This is the camera. And right here is the 180 line. You can have the camera here. And you can have the camera on this side, looking this way. It's like looking over here. And you can have it everywhere here in between, but do not cross this line. Oh my god, I zoomed in. Okay. Do not cross the line. You are not going to put the camera over here on this side. Because then, if you have some characters, say this guy, like right here, and then this one, character A, character B, say, if the camera's on this side, and A is over here, and B is over here. We can have the camera. I keep trying to go to the next one, but there is not another one. B. A. And you can even have A. And then B. But and that's like these cameras here. This one looks like it's okay. Anyway, like this, you can do this, which is all these camera angles here. Here's 1, 2. Wait, where B is closest. 2, and then 3 is where. Okay, 3. But if you cross over the 180 line here with your camera, it's going to get really confusing. Like, A is going to be over here all of a sudden. And then B is suddenly over here. Like, say, they're like, oh my god, did you see the newspaper today? It's like, It's kind of crazy, right? Yeah, I cannot believe that. And then suddenly it's like, wait, why is A over there? A was just here. What happened? You know, it's a little confusing. It's weird. Don't go over that 180. It's weird. 600 a year. What's that website? The website to the thing is Get Into PC. Oh, so like positioning? Well, like positioning of the camera mostly. I guess if you want to you want to think about it like you're in a 3D space. Think of it like you are the camera and the characters are in the space. You don't want to flip the characters. But you can move. If you want B over here all of a sudden, you can add something in here. Hold on a second. This where I guess delete B is like walking, and then you can have that happen. You know, like B is like doing something over here now. Oh Jesus Christ! Oh my God. B is like doing some stuff, like grabbing something. That's when you can like switch where the characters are, but keep the 180 in mind. Know where that line is, basically. Ruby broken videos. I don't know what that is. But if it helps you think about it like that, then yeah. But that's the 180 rule. Keep the 180. Don't break it. It's going to be really confusing for the audience. And also follow the rule of thirds. We talked about that earlier. Go all the way back. Have your characters in the rule of thirds. It's called the rule of thirds because it's broken into 3 different. Anyway, whatever. It says here, cut the frame into 3 pieces. Important stuff goes where the lines cross. That's what I said earlier. Also, you always want to include the ground or sky plane. Like, I guess we can use Snuggleman here. He's, like, on the ground. So, you know, the ground. Or if, like, we're looking up at a character, Okay, like right here, this is the ground plane. And like since we're looking up at this character, like we want to have the sky plane as well. Sorry for coughing, pardon me. But if you don't, they're just like floating in space. This is supposed to be a thumbnail. You don't have to do that for thumbnails. But anyway, it just looks like they're floating in space. You always want something. Is there any questions about that part? Or no? Like about the 180 rule, the rule of thirds, and like ground or sky plane? If not, I have some more tips. Oh, my nose is stuffed. Do you have to turn off your internet and antivirus to open it? Well, there should be a video that teaches you how to do it. So usually what I do whenever I'm trying to download Storyboard Pro, I'd have to cut this out if I want to put this on YouTube. So cut this out, me, feature me. Anyway, just follow the video. I download the video and then I have it open while I'm trying to download the thing, and I follow each step. You want to make sure you follow every step as closely as you possibly can. So if it tells you to turn off your antivirus, oh no, every time to open it, no. I obviously have my internet on to be able to stream, and I have Storyboard Pro open. So yeah, you just do it to install it. That's it. Just do it to install it. You don't have to do it every time. It should be okay. I have all my internet on right now and I have everything else on at the moment. Just to install. It's just so it can bypass all this stuff and actually get into your PC. But anyway, since there's no questions on the 180 and the rule of thirds and stuff, I'm going to go to the next one. Keep your camera at the main person's level. It keeps us in the action. If it's a kid, you want to have the camera lower. I learned this from a Craig of the Creek storyboarding thing. Like, if it's like a kid show, we're going to have the camera lower. You know, this is a little kid here. Yeah. There's a rock here, I guess. This is a kid. And we don't have the camera higher because we're focusing on this child. Oh my god, my brain. It's about this kid. This is the main character. So we gotta keep the camera where the main character is. If you've ever wondered why the camera is so low when you're watching Mao Mao, that is why. I noticed because the ground plane is so, like, a certain way, and we just look like we're on Mao Mao's level constantly, which is, I guess, good, because, you know, unless it's, like, a power difference, which we can see in small multiple times. Again, watch your favorite shows. Anyway, if it's kid, lower the camera. If it's an adult, raise the camera. Horizon stays below eye level of the scene's main character, like I drew here. This is the horizon line, and it's below the eye. Unless, obviously, you have, like, a down shot. Ground plane. Do y'all have any questions about that? If not, I got more tips. Okay, cool. Screen direction here. Our natural tendency. Okay, I saw this apparently. I should probably try to follow this more in my storyboards. Our natural tendency is to read and progress through stories like left to right, and right to left is okay. Just like be consistent about it. In reversing, the screen direction implies loss and return and retreat, so use it wisely. Say, like, right to left, huh? Okay. Or left to right, whatever. Say, going this way. There's a hero on an adventure. And this way is the adventure. Oh my god, I hate drawing this. We're going over here. The adventure is this way. I drew that terribly. Don't look at this. Adventure. This way. And if we flip the and if the story goes, hold on, if your character ever starts going the other way, this way, that gives the vibes that he's going home. And it could be flipped around, like it said earlier. It could be opposite. So if you're gonna have your character go back, it's like retreat and stuff, so use that wisely. I don't know. Do y'all have any questions about that? Because I've yet to use that in my storyboards. I should definitely do that more. It'd probably make my boards better. Very good stuff on storyboarding. It's like I'm the teacher and y'all are the students learning stuff. Yeah, that's what I hope. I'm hoping y'all are learning stuff. I'm still a beginner, even though I've been doing this for like almost about four plus years now. I'm technically still a beginner because I haven't had a job yet. But if the screen direction thing is confusing in any way, questions now or later. Yes, no, I have more stuff. It's kind of clear. Just have your characters go one way, and if they go back the other way, it's like, oop, they're going home. This next one is find the focus, make every shot about one or two things or ideas. Group shots subconsciously reinforce relationship between characters. Keep shots dynamic and interesting unless to convey comedy or something else I wrote, but I can't read that. So, basically, get the focus. I kind of drew that before, actually. Where is it? Like right here. This is the focus, you know? And I guess group shots reinforce relationship with characters. It's kind of like this. Clearly we can see this one's the big meanie with an advantage over this person. So keep that in mind when you're doing group shots. And I kind of showed that with the Mau Mau one too, I guess. He's taller than everyone, you know, for the most part. Avoid dead space by filling the frame, and likewise to avoid cutting off characters. Yeah, whenever you're, like this here, you can see, like, with the camera, it's not cutting off anyone's joints or anything. Because if we zoom in, hold on, I actually have a zoom in here. Right here, this is the zoomed in part. If we really wanted to get in close, if we cut it off at like their knees, that's gonna look a little weird. We're gonna do that. Look how weird that looks. It's strange. We want to cut them off at the waist. It's a little better. It's really close, but you know what I mean. And like avoid dead space is like right here there's like dead space, but you can always like make this character taller or add something. up there, so there's no dead space. You don't want it to be like empty. Like up here, this is dead space considered. So you want to put something like maybe make the character a little. Oh my god. Why did I press Q instead of W? Oh my god. Keep that thing taller though. Yeah, kind of like that, I guess. That's how you'd fix that, I guess. So, avoid dead space and cutting off on weird natural joint areas. It makes people uncomfortable. Also, avoid paralleling characters or edges of the frame. Use diagonals for, like to draw the eye in, like by that. I can show that visually, actually. I am not very interesting, I'm realizing. I apologize. I'm trying to be interesting. And share good information. Avoid characters like paralleling. Like in the background, if you want trees, don't do this. It looks weird. Make trees a little interesting, you know. One of them's going like this, and then the other one's like taller and going like that, and this one's like woo, all the way over there. I don't know. And like characters don't, you know, they're all just kind of give them acting and like objects to hold. Like this guy's got a staff or something. Maybe this guy's like, I don't know. He's got like a gun. I don't know. It's just like make it interesting to the eye. Don't be wild with it. Oh, and like using diagonals to draw the eye. I think I did that earlier. Or maybe I didn't. Oh, kind of. Like if we want this to be the main focus, we can have like background pieces going like towards it almost. Like say that's some weird little like background thing. And then more like maybe that's a column in the background or something. It's all just going towards the thingy. Whatever you want to be the focus. It's really cool. In various shapes and sizes of elements to avoid repetition. Overlap elements to create depth. I'm really bad about that. But, like, I guess character A and B are good. Example. They're both different heights. And, like, if you're drawing maybe, like, the trees back here, like, one's taller than the other, one's larger than the other, blah, blah, blah. It makes it more interesting. This guy's too close in height, actually. Ooh. Okay. And that's, like, doing overlapping things for depth is kind of like this. We can tell they're in the front, but don't make certain elements line up with the other characters. Like, say this character's more over here, and it's like on the edge of this one's ear. It's just weird. You want to overlap them like pretty nicely. Like maybe we want this guy a little more behind Memo, and it like boom instantly behind both of them. That's all I had for the basics. I have some more notes right here. I have so many notes I can share. And if at any time you have a question, just go ahead and ask. Know where you're going with the story. Be aware of the story's obstacles and stuff. Like I mentioned earlier, keep in mind before you start storyboarding or writing a script or something, know what's happening. You can't just be all like, well, I'm gonna wing it. I guess this guy goes to the store, but that's about all I have. Like, so you can be like, okay, so the guy wakes up, he's got this crazy morning, maybe the lawnmower busts or blah blah blah, etc. How do you export it to YouTube or Twitter, like the storyboards? You can go to File, and then Export. You're gonna have to download something called, what was it? QuickTime Player. That's how you're gonna be able to export it with QuickTime Player. So you need that to be able to export it. And if I remember correctly, I think you need FFmpeg. I think. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you do. So, basically, you gotta, once you have those, you go to File, Export. You're gonna export it as a movie, because of the QuickTime Player converts it to the movie. And you can always get it, converted to, like, an MP4 somehow. I'm able to do that just by changing it. I forgot how I did that, though. And then you can post it to Twitter or YouTube from your computer. I don't know how to export it directly to those things because it's supposed to be a file. So basically you're gonna have to export it as a file before you can post it anywhere. Back to this. But if you have any more questions about Storyboard Pro, I'm cool to answer them. Where was I? Yeah, telling a story through emotions and communication. People want to be transported to another situation and feeling. We do this by clearly communicating what's going on. So basically, you want people to feel things about your story. Like, hear what's on the screen right now. We can feel, like, excited because Mama just beat a monster. And, like, here, it's like, oh no, there's all kinds of things happening. They're back here and they're worried. It's supposed to be a happy party, but something emotional is happening right now. Right here, nothing's happening, so whatever. Like, ooh, interest in this object, you know? You gotta communicate what's going on. Keep the main thing in mind. The big picture, why you're using certain shots. We talked about that earlier. Like this object is super important, and you want to make sure people know that's important. Here, I don't know. I just kind of came up with it. I guess, yeah, whatever. Why you're using certain shots to, like, the main shots you want to use in, like, cartoons and, like, comedies is these ones. I watched something recently about it. Like, this is level 1, and then these are, like, level 2. It gets more in depth the more you go into it. But they're, like, talking, you know? Back and forth talking. So choose your shots wisely, I guess, is more of it. And I have even more of what to show stuff, so. What was my Twitter like before Mamo? I didn't have a Twitter before Mamo. I had Tumblr, that's it. What to show? What is the most important thing for the audience to see right now? A person, a group, or like a relationship? The script is a guideline if there's a script. Yeah. So just what is super important? You worry your computer will explode. Do you have like, if you have a decent computer, you should be okay. I was able to download it on my crappy, like, 4, whatever, I had, like, what was it, 8 RAM or something really bad. It was, like, the worst RAM ever, and I was still able to use it, so. Oh, sketchy factor? Oh, no. I've downloaded Storyboard Pro on 2 different computers, and I'm totally fine, so. You should be good. Did who sneeze? Luca, you gotta be. You muted. Say what again? You gotta be more specific. I don't know who he is, and I don't know what that is. Yeah, you gotta be specific. I don't know. I mean, if you heard my dad sneeze, I guess. I guess it was my dad. Oh no. Answering your question about the Storyboard Pro thing. Because, like, downloading it should be okay, is basically what I said. Oh, yeah, no. You should be fine. I've downloaded Storyboard Pro on 2 separate computers, so it should be alright. You just have to do it correctly, and you'll be okay. That's about it, though. You shouldn't have to worry too much. Should be okay. Where was I? About what to show. Okay. The person speaking doesn't always have to be on screen during establishing shot for, like, exterior and stuff. Oh god, like, if they're talking, they can talk while they're off screen. Like, it's totally okay. But you just have to make that very clear. How long should you spend on an action, like a punch or something? I don't know. If you want it to be a quick punch, you're gonna want to do it fast, I guess. Do you mean, like, spend drawing it, or, like, how long should it be on screen? Because if you want to, like, you're just gonna have to look at, like, Mao and stuff, because it has action in it. On screen, yeah, you don't want it to be too long. Again, it's not your job to, what is it? It's not your job to make the animatic unless you want to make the animatic. So if you're talking, like, project-wise, like, if you just want to make it, whatever, you're going to have to learn timing. I've been doing timing and animation for years, so I kind of got an idea. But if you want it to be really fast, like a super quick hit, you're going to want to be quick. I can draw that really fast, actually. You can actually time these. You either do it by, like, dragging right here, if you can see. Oh my god, I love that this program doesn't work. Drag the edge, and that'll set a duration of how long it lasts. Or you can come over here to panel and you can change it, the duration up here. Oops, but for a punch, let's see. This guy's like, oh my god. And then this guy's like winding up the punch. Pretend that's a good fist. And then, oh my god. Arm. I'm not good at drawing. Maybe you should lean into it a little more. Hold on. Oh, whoa. Why did they duplicate like that? That was weird. I guess I accidentally hit a button. Body going this way. And then I'll put one more. This guy's off screen. I don't like that. Now he's just standing there like. They default to like 1 second, but that plays out like this. And it feels a little slow. I'm gonna move the camera to really low. It feels super slow. Like the punch, it's like, yeah. When you're pitching, that's okay because you can always just maneuver. It's like, boom! He comes in, hits a guy. He's down. But like, if you're wanting to make an animatic, say, like the drawback is going to take a little longer than the actual punch itself. I don't want the drawback to be too long, so I usually make it, if I don't want it to be super long, I make it like 16 seconds. That's nope. And then if I want it to be kind of fast, I make it like 6, which would be 6 frames, and then this can be longer. I don't care. It's like boom, you know, and you just play it by how fast you want it to happen. I gotta say, all your hard work is paying off big time. You'll be the next storyboard writer. I don't want to be a writer. I want to be a storyboard artist. I know what you mean, though. I want to be a storyboard artist. It'd be nice. Eventually, someday. I hope that answered your question about how long things should happen on screen. You just gotta learn how to time it and all that stuff. It's pretty. It takes practice and all that. But what kind of stuff do you want to board? I want to storyboard kids shows, and if that includes comedy and action and whatever drama, then that's the kind of stuff I'm gonna do. I wanted to work on season 3 of Mau Mau, but CN shelved it, so I have to find a different show to work on. But I want to board on shows, like mostly kid shows, because that's mostly what I watch. That's the kind of stuff I like. I like to watch and draw it. So scenes and fight, like I meant talking like scenes, fight scenes, and dancing and other stuff. Like that goes back to comedy, action, and drama. That's mostly the stuff I do. I'm really good at drama. I don't care for dancing and stuff. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to do it eventually, but at that point I'd have to study dancing and how to draw someone doing that, I guess. But I also want to draw people like being funny and like being dramatic and being actiony in some way, like fighting with cool weapons or magic or their own fists. I'm gonna draw visual gags and comedy, silly, like someone slipping on a banana. And I want to draw people crying. I mean, bored people crying and blah blah blah. I still have some more here. How to show it after all that. Angles have meaning. An upshot, big, strong, or standing in a high place. I have that. We have that. An upshot. Big, strong, standing in a high place. And then a down shot. It's small and weak. Framing represents our field of vision. Close-up can be too close. Personal space, emotional. We have that. We have that. Right here. Close-up. And, while extreme wide can be lonely and isolating. We don't have that, though. I'm gonna extreme wide. Actually, no. You know what? I'm just gonna draw a whole other thing. This guy's, he's alone. This is an extreme wide. He's sad. He's alone and he's sad. Oh god, what? I've literally never done that before. Aww. A full shot, good for 3+ characters. What? Oh wait, wide shot can also be establishing shot, which is like you're showing where the character is. Say like there's a castle. I don't know how to draw. Whatever. I hate drawing. I don't. Whatever. Okay. Pretend this is what a castle looks like. I don't actually know. A wide shot. This is establishing that we're at a castle. And then I said a full shot, good for 3+ characters, or characters moving around. I guess a full shot is something like that. Like say these characters are walking over there. Acting and posing is next. So if you don't have any questions about angles and shots, I'm going to move on to acting and posing. Clear silhouettes and acting. I wrote something else, but I can't read it. And talking. Using props, like cracking nuts while talking, angry, like acting and posing. You want to make sure the poses are clear, and you want to give them, like, actions. And, like, say this guy's like cracking some nuts while he's talking, you can make him mad. Like the nut just shatters and it's like, ooh. Think about like what they're doing and how you can convey their emotion through what they're doing. I have yet to do that. Also, I want to do that so bad. And next, camera moves. Just because the camera can move doesn't mean it should. Like here, if I want them walking across, oh my god, I have to select every little piece. If I want them walking across, I could totally have the camera also moving slowly with them this way, but it does, you don't have to. And just like here, we get it across like this, like this guy's getting decked. It's fine. We can have the camera move and be like, hold on, I'm trying to. Can have the camera follow the character getting hit. Like, boom. But we don't have to because it's already conveyed pretty decently. That's all I have written in this piece. Don't people say to give characters something to do with their hands to make the scene more interesting to look at? Yeah, basically. You don't want characters just standing there awkwardly and doing absolutely nothing with their hands, because at that point it's just like, well, this is a little boring to watch. You want someone like playing a video game or cracking nuts like that example, or drawing, playing with toys, something, I don't know, just doing something with their hands. They can be messing with a Rubik's Cube, as far as I'm aware, like just whatever, make it more interesting, make it more fun. I have this whole, the phrase cracking nuts is so funny. Yeah, it's hilarious. Cracking nuts. I did recently I just watched it, a revisionist demo, but that can be a whole other stream, like for revisions, because that is different than storyboarding. But other than that, I think that's it. Unless y'all have some questions you want to ask about storyboarding or how to move around Storyboard Pro or coming up with stories. Like that's actually something I wanted to talk about because I always struggled to come up with things to storyboard. I always found it easier to storyboard like Mammoth stuff. That's because you want to storyboard things that you like to watch or like stories that you like to see. Say like take your favorite shows or movies and figure out what you like about those and then like make it your own thing. You know? Take the heroic stuff of Mamau and then the comedy of like SpongeBob and mush it together if you want to. And boom, you got something you can storyboard. I like for February, I'm doing a storyboard where it's like a knight is trying to, I don't know, it's really hard. It's kind of complicated. I just think it's funny. It's like okay, so there's a knight, a princess, and then a wizard. The knight and the wizard are in love with the princess. I just think that's funny, and they're fighting over her. And she is actually like not biased. She actually likes both the knight and the wizard, so she could go either way, which is funny in my opinion, because they're both like, no, I love the princess. No, I do. And she's just like, oh my god, fighting over me. But then there's word prompts for the storyboards, and I picked Butterfingers. And the wizard drops the princess on accident because the wizard has butterfingers. And it, yeah. It'll be posted at the end of this month when I finish it. It's funny. I think it's hilarious. I couldn't get, like, I wanted to do, for Butterfingers, at first I wanted to do, like, a sleepover, and these kids are going to steal something from their older sibling, and then the kid, one of them's going to drop it, like, Butterfingers, like, oh, but that sounded boring, so I changed it. Anyway, you just board stuff that you want to see and that you like to watch. Don't board, like, action scenes you don't want to board. If you don't want to board comedy, don't do that. You just do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. If you want to board someone crying, do it. You plan on doing a transformation for contest that'll be something that I didn't understand, but good luck and have fun. Wish you knew how to draw Mamo. You can always draw on paper. Drawing on paper is really hard. I will do that if I remember. I will do that. I will write that down somewhere. I have paper all around me, but I can't ever find it. But other than that tip, and if y'all have any questions before I go, you can ask them. Okay. Yeah, no, I'll look that up. I wrote it down. Oh, but other than that, just board what you like and take these tips. I'm gonna post this on YouTube eventually. Yeah, edited, obviously. So you can go back on it, or maybe take notes or something. If you were not taking notes, I highly suggest the next time you take notes. It's very helpful. But other than that, that's all I really have to share at the moment. Maybe the next time I do one of these, it can be for revisions, because I've done revisions before. But yeah, and this video, it's gonna be up on Twitch for like, I think the limit is 14 days or something like that. So you can always rewatch it and take notes, based on whatever I said. Whatever you feel is important. That's what I do. I look up YouTube videos and then I take notes. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I've got to share. Thank y'all for watching. I hope you learned something, and I hope the next time I do one of these, you learn even more. Thank you to the people who followed, by the way. That was pretty cool. Thank you for following. And yeah, I don't know what else to say other than have fun trying to storyboard and like learning a new skill. Thanks for watching. You gotta go give your computer a virus. I hope your computer likes the virus. I'll see y'all later. I plan to stream next week again. Hopefully Wednesday. It's probably gonna be not one of these learning things, but I'll probably be working on February, so y'all can see that. Anyway, bye. Have a good day or night or whatever time it is, and drink some water.